He sat on the same corner every morning, right outside a small cafe on Maple Street. To most people, he was invisible, another old man with a torn coat, holding a paper cup, staring quietly at nothing. But every morning, as the cafe doors opened and the warm scent of bread and coffee filled the air, he smiled. He never begged. He never spoke much. Yet somehow, he belonged there. Inside, the cafe buzzed with life. The owner, Claire, a woman in her early 30s, moved quickly behind the counter, greeting every customer with a smile that hid exhaustion. Her cafe wasn't big, but it carried the warmth of a home. The smell of buttered toast, the soft music, the laughter. It all made people forget, even for a little while, how heavy the world could be. Claire had inherited this cafe from her father 5 years ago. He used to say, "A cup of coffee can't solve life's problems, but it can give you 5 minutes of peace." She tried to keep that spirit alive, even when business was slow and bills piled up. And every morning, through the window, she saw the same man sitting there, rain or shine. One day, she stepped outside with a cup of hot coffee. "Here," she said, placing it in front of him. He looked up, startled, then smiled, the kind of smile that reached the eyes. "Thank you, miss," he said softly. "You make the world a little warmer." She laughed lightly. "It's just coffee." He shook his head. "Nothing is just anything when it's given with kindness." From that day on, she made it a routine. Every morning, before serving her first customer, she poured an extra cup, black, no sugar, and brought it out to him. He never asked for it, but he was always grateful. People started talking. "Claire, why waste coffee on him?" One woman whispered. "He's probably just another drunk," said a man at the counter. But Claire didn't listen. There was something about the old man, something familiar, calm and kind. When he spoke, his voice had the quiet weight of someone who had once known better days. Rain came often that winter. Some mornings, she saw him shivering under the awning, soaked to the bone. One afternoon, unable to watch anymore, she walked out with an umbrella. "Come inside," she insisted. He shook his head. "I don't want to scare your customers." "You won't. You belong here as much as anyone." So he followed her in, his steps slow, uncertain. He sat in the corner by the window, clutching the cup. Between his trembling hands, Claire brought him a sandwich and a towel. "Eat," she said simply. He nodded, then looked around the cafe. His gaze lingered on the wooden counter, the pictures on the wall, the framed recipe that read Dad's special blend. "This place," he murmured, "it hasn't changed much." Claire froze. "You've been here before." He smiled faintly. "A long time ago, when it had another name." She tilted her head. "What was it called?" "Gray's Beans," he said softly, almost like a memory. Then he looked down, and the moment passed. After that, he didn't come in again, but he kept sitting outside every day. Claire found herself thinking about him often. Who was he? Why did he care so much about the cafe? Weeks passed, and the holidays arrived. On Christmas Eve, she prepared a bag of warm clothes and a thermos of soup for him. But when she opened the door that morning, his chair was empty. His paper cup was gone. The street felt colder without him. She waited days, no sign. Then one morning, she found a small envelope taped to the cafe door. On it was her name, written in shaky handwriting. Inside was a single note. "Thank you for your kindness. I'm going away for a while. You reminded me that people still care. Take care of the cafe. It's a special place. She read it 3 times, heart aching. Who are you? She whispered to the empty street. A few weeks later, a man in a suit walked in. Are you Claire Bennett? He asked. Yes, I'm here on behalf of Mr. Thomas Gray. Her stomach dropped. Thomas Gray, he nodded. He recently passed away. He left something for you. He handed her a folder and an envelope. Inside was a letter written in the same shaky handwriting. Dear Claire, if you're reading this, I am no longer there to see your smile each morning. Many years ago, I owned this cafe when it was called Gray's Beans. I built it with love and hope, but life took it all away. I lost my family, my home, and for a long time, my faith in people. So I sat outside this cafe, not because I had nowhere else to go, but because I wanted to see if kindness still existed. You proved it does. Your simple gesture, a cup of coffee, a kind word, brought warmth back into my life. I want you to have what I built. The cafe, the building, everything. It's yours now. Keep it alive. Keep it kind. And whenever you serve a cup of coffee, remember, it's never just coffee. It's a small miracle in someone's day. Thomas Gray. Tears blurred her eyes as she finished reading. The man outside her door, the one everyone ignored, had been the founder of her cafe, the very soul of the place she loved. That night, she closed early. She placed a single cup of black coffee by the door, lit a candle, and whispered, "Thank you, Mr. Gray. I'll take care of it, and of your dream." From that day on, a small plaque appeared near the counter, dedicated to Thomas Gray, who taught us that kindness never goes unnoticed. Customers often asked who he was. Claire would smile softly. "A friend," she'd say, "the kind who reminded me what truly matters." And every morning, when she brewed that first pot of coffee, she glanced toward the empty chair outside. It was always empty, yet somehow it never felt alone. Because kindness, once given, never really leaves. It lingers, like the smell of coffee on Maple Street. A simple joy story, where every act of kindness finds its way back.